Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right. Welcome to another episode of Rap and Reason podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going on, fam?
What's good, bro? Episode 55, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I say that every time.
Every episode is like this is wild, bro.
Yeah, it's wild that we still keeping this going, and like our fan base, our loyal listeners are really just like really not only commenting more, interacting and sharing more, it's just building community together that much tighter, man. So I'm happy with R&R, man.
I'm happy with R&R too, man. And it's what's dope is, man, even on the YouTube page, which we know we have a lot of audio listeners too who listen on Spotify and Apple, but we finally hit that 400 subscribers, man.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with a cool name for them, the Faithful 400. I don't know.
I like that.
I'll say the Faithful 400. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all for subscribing, man. If you're listening now, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube. If you listen to audio platforms, man, continue rating and sharing it with your friends. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll keep it going, man. We have some good news. For those who are looking forward to our book that is releasing in 2026 called Raps of Resistance. That book is the first manuscript we have a draft.
Yes, we have a draft, bro. Like, and listen, we already had like the marble. It was just etching it and sculpting it like as of yesterday for like how long did we work, bro? Like 10 12 hours? I don't
10
know.
hours, bro.
Yeah, it was like a legit shift of just crafting this baby like even that much further, man. So I'm excited. It's in great shape. I think like again, like for our listeners, you'll get every element of like conscious rap, like from its start point to like where it is today and what it will look like in the future. So this one is magic, bro.
Yo, and then it's framed around the impact of Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. And it's just masterfully done, bro. Like and I'm even speaking from like I tried to read it yesterday from a standpoint of like stepping away from it and just reading it as a reader, and then like it's still fire. Like yeah, and I feel like we are our toughest critics. So like if we saying this is good, it's solid.
It's and I think like once they get the book in their hands, once I get it in my hands first, because I want that moment for myself first.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But once our peoples get it in their hands and they really dive into it, bro, I think they'll be surprised. They may be surprised like from some of our takes, but it's all in good spirit. It's all with the mindset of preserving this thing called hip hop, man. So yeah, it's dope in all corners, all angles.
Yes, sir. This is 100% an ode to hip hop, if you will. And it really tackles, where hip hop is, where it's been and what it needs to do to continue thriving and to progress. So yeah, man, looking forward to y'all getting that in hands. We'll be rolling out stuff slowly on our personal social media pages as well as the Rap and Reason page, from the cover art, which is done, from some more interviews we've done, a release date. So all of that will be coming soon, man. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you all know when pre-sales go up as well. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of hip hop to cover, man.
Man, this past week, really the past month in hip hop has been like almost historic. I haven't looked back at like what this past month means in a larger context of like just hip hop history recently, but everybody dropped, bro. Like even like we're R&B guys too. Bryson Tiller dropped, like some of my other R&B go-tos dropped. Like it was just but specifically it was just a big week for hip hop, man. I know you were excited about this J.I.D. album, God Does Like Ugly, man, for a while. We've been talking about that for months. How did you feel about this project upon hearing it last week?
Bro, and like you said, bro, I've been anticipating J.I.D.'s release for a while. I've always said on here, for a while that J.I.D. is the next tier. Like he's next up after you talk about the Kendricks and the J. Coles. To me, the next tier is J.I.D. And he's been that way for a while, where he's making amazing music. He's rapping at an elite level. He has a unique sound. Like he has all of the components needed really to be the next guy. And yeah, man, this album I really believe took him to an entirely different level, man. God Does Like Ugly. I'm a huge fan of it, bro. Like it met, and I would even say in some fashion exceeded my expectations.
Mm,
As far as some of the records, like the slower records and the
yeah.
the love centered, some of those records are a lot like better than I would have expected them to be. Like I like it hits on all of the boxes for me.
Yeah.
When I listen to it, like from the intro, is a song I loved. We have to talk about Community, man.
Yeah.
Community. There's a record on here that surprised me with the clips, and the clips in J.I.D was just a combo I didn't see coming. And I'm gonna go on a whim and saying like this between this it's crazy because clips on both the records that are my favorite hip hop records of the year so far is Birds Don't Sing and Community. Like
Yeah.
this record is masterful. This is another record that I would say should be Grammy nominated. This is like a
Mm,
dope hip hop song. The way it's crafted, J.I.D kicking it off with an impactful verse about the things he's gone through and why he doesn't take a lot of the hip hop beefs and all of this stuff serious.
mm.
Pusha T's verse
Killed it.
and then Malice is just
Killed it.
like all three of them together. It's just a dope hip hop song, and it almost doesn't even sound like it was made in this era. It's
Hmm.
dope, like it sounds like it was made in the '90s or early 2000s. Like it doesn't sound like
Yeah.
anything that's come out in recent years to me. So I gotta give him credit for that joint, man. But all in all, before I get into any of the other songs, man, I am thoroughly impressed by this project, man. Even the cover art, like I think it's a dope
Fire.
project. What were your thoughts, man?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it exceeded my expectations, but it definitely met them. And the only reason I say that is because my respect for JID is as is yours. Mine's is up here. Like I think
Yeah,
he's one of the most, if not the most talented rappers of his class. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
definitely among this new generation of artists. So yeah, man, God Likes Ugly is amazing. And it takes you on kind of like I look at it as kind of cinematic. I got cinematic feels listening to this album. I don't know
Absolutely.
why, but it's like a Sonic movie was playing in my head as like each song went over to the next one. Some of my favorite records, we're gonna talk about it. Is Community. Like you said, man, Clips, Pusha T, Malice, these three I didn't expect to come together, but they did it flawlessly. What is it? G's. VCRs is my favorite record. Him and Vince killed that joint.
Absolutely.
Bro, listen, I didn't expect a Sierra and JID mix. They both from Atlanta or Georgia. So I
Yeah,
guess it makes sense. But like that record worked for me.
I
It did.
loved
It
it.
worked for me. Um, and yo, even that, bro, like I like most of this project. I can't name really any song I don't like. I like all of this joint. For Keeps was a great closer too. Like
Yep.
this whole album as a whole, not to skip too
And,
much around, but I just enjoy it so much. It's hard for me to hyper focus on just one element or one part. But as a whole, bro, this to me, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about where this lands among the best, not only this month, but this past year.
absolutely.
This is at the top for me, one of the top, undoubtedly.
Yeah, undoubtedly. And even to get into some of the other records, like I said, we talking about the Clips record. That record is impactful on a social level. I think that they
Hmm.
truly paint a picture of what's going on in a lot of these neighborhoods and communities that a lot of us grew up in or grew up around. And I think that they did it in a masterful way of telling a full scope story. And I think
Yeah.
Malice is just his verse is on a different level. So make sure y'all check that one out. But on another side, this is the side where I say exceeded my expectations. Records like Wholeheartedly with Ty Dolla Sign. I love like,
Yeah.
and that's completely different than what I'm used to hearing from JID. Same thing with the joint with Jesse Reyes. Like I love that song,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's not my bag typically. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
that type of record wouldn't typically work for me, but No Boo is like I actually love that song. I think that's what really took it to a different level for me. Those tracks, I expected the ones, the off blues, the ones where he just spitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gee, all of that I expected. But the joint with Sierra, like those records worked more than they usually work on a lot of rap albums.
Yeah. For sure.
The I'm a collab with the R&B singer. and we're gonna make a joint. And recent years, those have not been working for me. Like
Yeah.
they haven't been written as well as past generations. Like,
Hmm.
we talked on here a lot about like rap and R&B collaborations and some of the best ones. I feel like our generation, the generation right now, doesn't have as many of those that are
Nah.
long lasting and are well written. And I think that he provided a couple of those on here. And I think that yeah, I think that the whole project, all in all, is just it flows well. There's not a lot for me to critique, to be honest. There's not a lot of songs on here. I don't know if there's a song on here I hate.
Yeah, there's definitely not a song I hate. Do
There's
I
ones I
favor?
like less than others, but
Sure.
um,
But this whole album is
but
solid,
yeah,
bro. Like,
it's
yeah.
15 songs that like work.
You know what I mean? And to your point, I think like we had the conversation about where could J.I.D, how could he elevate? How could he go beyond the point that he is? And we talked about him like landing like some type of hit. Like I think that changes a lot of people's, trajectory. You know what I mean? Not that J.I.D needs a hit because his fan base is crazy as is, but I feel like the R&B records you're talking about is his transformation, like
Yeah,
as an artist, because that's the first time I heard him make those songs succinctly, like almost back to back or scattered throughout a project. And I felt like it first time I seen it, period. But the first time seeing it and it worked, that speaks to like his versatility as an artist or his
absolutely.
growth, bro. So yeah, in that way, I see the growth like right in front of our eyes, bro. And I think that was a conscious effort on his part, maybe to kind of branch out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think that he's some of these records are going to work commercially. And
Hmm.
I think that they like I would be shocked if No Boo didn't work. Like, I would be
Yeah.
shocked if there's a few joints on here that I think could work. I even think the joint with Sierra and Earth Gang could work.
I definitely think that
Um,
could work.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so there are a lot of these that I feel like are going to cross over. Community is working well as far as hip hop fans. Like
Yeah.
all hip hop fans are talking about this joint right now.
That's a dream
Um,
collaboration for real. For some
yeah, bro.
purists.
Like I,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. Like I could have seen J.I.D. Collabing with Pusha T solo, but we're not really used to the clips featuring on projects.
That's
So
what I'm
that's
saying. Yeah.
because we haven't seen them together in so long. So I think that it's dope, and I'm looking forward to more of the clips partnering with other artists as a group now, since they
Yeah.
outside as a group, which I think is dope.
Outside as a group, man. I love it. They brothers too, man. That like everybody wants to see that. You know what I mean? Outside of the music. I don't want to divulge or divert too much from this topic because we talking about some good stuff here, but you make a good point, bro. We don't get like R&B rap collabs at work, and I think I don't know what the point of that was, where it kind of just fell off. I feel like R&B artists that I rock with, they're trying to be rappers though.
That's
Like they're
what
trying to be almost too
that's
cool. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest. I think that is the difference. I think that we don't have there are dope R&B singers, but they're not on the forefront. I think the R&B singers who are the most popular are trying to be rappers.
Exactly.
They're not
Yeah.
leaning into the typical R&B aesthetic, and you know they don't just want to do a hook.
Yeah, and that contrast worked. Nah, they want to do a hook, the bridge, and a verse. So they own, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where
Facts.
we in right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that that's a problem, and I think that honestly R&B is just to me in a really strange place right now in general. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of singers,
Hmm.
but I don't. There aren't a lot of standalone good R&B singers at the forefront where it's like they're making amazing music that's lasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I can
Yeah.
only name one right now. That I listen to that I'm like, yo, this is lasting music. This isn't just a sound that's going to be here and it's going to be gone in 2 years. And that's
Ooh.
Leon Thomas. Like I
Yeah.
think Leon Thomas is making
I,
amazing classic music right now.
yeah, for me, I would say Leon Thomas. I would say I might put Lucky Day in there.
Lucky Day for sure.
And
Wow,
and
I
I and,
disrespected the man. Wow.
yeah, I might put Lucky Day in there. And you know me, I'm gonna put Sir in there.
Sir, oh wow.
Those are the
Yeah.
three to me that are doing. I know y'all this ain't an R&B podcast, but they're hip hop adjacent. But
Exactly.
I think those are the ones that are to me doing it at the highest level.
For sure. And like when it comes to women vocalists, I'm sure we can name some, but as far
Coco Jones.
Coco Jones,
That's probably the one I would name, to be honest.
I'm trying to think of other ones that I personally listen to. I'm sure they're out there,
Yeah, they
but
got other ones. But I'm saying that that I'm making songs that I can vibe with
yeah, I mean,
that are solid. A lot of the ones I heard that I even hear my girl play, I won't even know who made it, but it'll be Coco Jones. I'll be like, oh, okay, this
yeah, I
is
mean,
yeah.
Summer Walker, come back, make another project, man. We need Summer, man. I rock with Summer Walker.
I never got into her music that deep, but I like
Never,
some of the features that she's done. I like the joint she did when she remade the Usher joint. Like she got some
yeah.
records that I liked, but I never really got into like a project.
She make good dorm room R&B. She do though. Like,
Dorm room R&B is hilarious. Hookah rap and dorm room R&B have been coined here on rap
yo,
recent.
and we didn't even get into the flea music conversation yet. Like that's my YNs. I call it flea music because it buzzes, but you know what I mean. You swat it out and you don't have to
You
hear
don't
it
know
no
what's
more.
actually being said there.
You
There's,
feel me?
yo,
Yeah,
there's some interesting music out right now. There's a lot of music out that number one, I want to start off by saying this. As we deviate out of God Does Like Ugly, first of all, we'll get to where we feel like this ranks for the year because I think that's an
yeah,
important conversation that we need to have.
definitely.
Where you know thus far, but I want to say too that this year we're only in August. This year is already better than last year as far as hip hop releases, in my opinion.
At this, like, are you
If we
saying
start, if the
in
year stopped
totality?
right now, I think it's better than last year.
Oh,
I think there are more projects that I actually care about that I will continue listening to than last. Last year there was a lot of mid. There was a lot of I music
mm,
that came out. That it was cool, but I didn't go back to it. I didn't continue listening to it. It was just cool. Outside of GNX, and there was a few. Freddie Gibbs dropped some. You know what I mean? There were some artists who dropped, but those artists who dropped better stuff. A lot of them dropped better
I
stuff.
agree. I agree about that. Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
I don't know.
Dang, dog. I think, yo,
I, I think
I agree.
we still got more records coming. Like
We
we
got
are
more
like
records.
this year is a good year for hip hop. So I'm excited about that for starters.
Mhm.
Even Juicy J dropped. I listened to a couple tracks on there. I got to get through the rest of it, but he dropped some of them. They sound like Juicy J.
Oh, I got to
It
tune
sound like
in,
Juicy
man.
J 36 Mafia Club throwing money. This is what that sound. It sound like that.
Yo,
I got to finish listening to his project too. But everybody is outside right
I was about to say why he dropped that at the end of this or like towards the end of the summer, man.
now.
But
Yeah, he should have definitely dropped that in May, June.
you know what I mean? But hey, better late than never.
Yeah, everybody is dropping right now. So let's get into the hip hop album so far. So
Hmm.
there's more projects coming soon. We'll talk about some. One being Chance is dropping
Yeah,
soon. We'll talk about Cole has hinted at dropping soon. We'll get to
yeah.
that. But as of right now, what hip hop albums do you think are on the top of the list of the best releases for this year? And you know what? I'm gonna make it even harder. I'm gonna talk about this Grammy year. So we're gonna throw GNX and your boy Tyler creators
Yeah,
because
Chromacopia.
we got to throw them on for this year. Because if it was the Grammys, that still is all in
Yeah,
this year.
that's
So
eligible for this
including
year.
GNX, including Tyler the Creators Project, and then all of the releases for this year so far in hip hop. What do you think is like number one? Who do you think would be who has the best album? And then like where do you think things rank?
Man, yo, yeah.
That's hard.
I'm gonna have to still put Clips there, bro. Like
Yeah.
for
I,
me,
I'm
Clips
with
is
you.
number one because I think like the one that like really like I will play the most is GNX. Like I'll just play it just because I feel like I'm just a huge Kendrick fan, but I think Clips has that same level of playability for me. Like not
Yeah.
only are they spitting, they got like real records on there that'll stick to the bone, but also it's a fun album to listen to because the
Yeah.
production is just so crazy. So
Yeah.
like for me, Clips is number one when you consider like Chromacopia, GNX, like and all the other, I'll be honest, most of this year,
J.I.D.
yeah, the only albums that I'm considering in that totality is the ones that dropped this past month for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything outside of that is a no-go. I'm a man, that's tough. I'll put God Does Like Ugly number two. I'm actually gonna put GNX third, Freddie Gibbs fourth, and then I'm gonna put it's a mixed bag for me, but I'll put Chromacopia there just for the sake of the conversation because I gotta really think about who all dropped like the past like what year,
Yeah.
dang near or 9, 10 months. But I would put those in that order for real. Yeah,
You know what? I think that's my order too. I think we got the
yeah,
same order. I think it's Clips. I almost I personally like J.I.D's album more than I like GNX personally,
yeah,
but I think because of GNX's impact,
yeah,
if I take that into consideration as far as like impact and like what moved the needle, like if I'm just judging off of just the art and like which album I like better, then I would put JID's higher than GNX. But if I'm judging
yeah,
off the totality of the project, like impact and all of that included, then I would probably do the same. I probably would go Clips, GNX, JID,
yeah,
Freddie Gibbs,
yeah.
um, yeah, and then Tyler the Creator's joint.
You know what? I know I don't think it's eligible for this conversation, but I would actually put Corday's album in front of Chromacopia. It dropped earlier than Chromacopia last year. I think it
Did it
dropped
make the Grammy? Did it make the deadline? I don't think so. May
mm,
not have.
maybe it didn't, yo.
If
But
it did, then I would put that in front of Cornucopia too.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I loved Corday's album, bro.
Corday's
Like
album was
I
good.
yeah,
Corday's album was solid. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we got pretty much the same list. Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. And
yeah,
that's tough.
that's
I thought you
tough,
were gonna put
bro.
in Drake's joint. Yeah.
Now you know that would.
Sexy songs for you ain't make the top five. That's crazy.
Nah, bro, that ain't make the top 30, bro. I'm putting my cousin's album over. I know. Local artists won't put it above that, sir. No way.
Yo, man.
But nah,
Yeah.
this is bro. What is dope about this is gonna be the first year where there's gonna be a Grammy list if they Grammy does what they need to do. There'll be a Grammy list of hip hop albums where all of the albums are fire and like you can't be mad no matter who gets it because they're like it's gonna all be heat in there. And we just getting
Yeah.
started. And to hint at that too, Chance the Rapper's dropping.
Yes. Yes.
Chance the Rapper has he's finally given us this a release date for Starlines. It's actually dropping this Friday.
Yeah. Black
Um,
Star Line,
I've
man.
already ordered it. I've gotten into the habit of buying physical music again, and I think that it's just because I know all of these rappers are getting finessed as far as the streaming model goes. So I try to do my best
Yeah.
to support merch or for the artists who are making music that actually impacts me
Exactly.
or I think is has some conscious messaging in it. I try to make sure I actually support either via merch or actually buying the album vinyl or whatever. But yeah, I made sure to pre-order his. I like what Chance is even doing with that rollout because he's rolling out physical albums, but he's doing it with the code where you can tap it and actually get the digital download on your phone too,
That's fire.
which is smart. He's ahead of the curve on a lot of that stuff often. So um, yeah, man. And he also announced a tour. What are you expecting with this album?
Man, I'm expecting, I'll be honest, yo. I mean, we always gonna be honest. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. I expect this to be fire. I
Yeah,
expect this to be fire because this has been baking for like 2, maybe even 3
I
years.
was gonna
I've
say
been
maybe
hearing him
three.
talk about Black Star Line for probably since 2022. Um, So I'm expecting this to be fire. I think what we'll see of his personal transformation, what we know of it, right, via
Mhm.
social media and what he's been putting out there as far as like connecting his roots, others' roots to West Africa, just the motherland as a whole, and then how that's translated even to the freestyles he's put out on his YouTube channel and all these other things. Like number one, Chance is rapping at a super high level, probably his highest level ever yeah. So I want to see like how that will translate to like a full project because we haven't gotten a body of work from him at large scale since 2019. And I
Yeah,
remember that album, The Big Day, because I was driving to my first job interview ever, listening to it. And from that moment, 4 jobs, 4 states later, we still haven't got a new Chance album. So I'm excited and I expect it to be heat because he's been secretly, quietly putting out heat. So I
yeah.
expect it to be fire.
I 100% agree. I think that I have high hopes for this album. I think he's going to, believe it or not, a lot of people don't view Chance the Rapper this way. We talked about this before off mic, as far as a lot of people kind of having a Chance kind of being a misunderstood artist. I feel like.
Yeah.
Um, I think that he's really transitioned into being more of a conscious type of artist.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just remember him from the acid rap because it was such a large mixtape.
Yeah.
But he's really transitioned his music and his messaging a lot. And he's one of the few artists that I really think is tackling social issues head on. You know what I mean? Who's doing songs about where he's talking about gentrification, where he's talking about systemic racism and a lot of those things, and making really pro-black songs as well. So I think that I'm looking forward to hearing this project, especially with the title. I think that he's gonna use this as an opportunity to really talk about a lot of social issues in it. And I think that that's what hip hop is kind of missing right now. I think that there's a lot of good music, but I think a lot of it is not as conscious um and pro-black driven as it has been in past eras. And I think that he's going to provide that balance. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I got high hopes for it. From all of the stuff that he's released, leading up to the project, I have no doubt that there's gonna be some fire music that comes out of it. So yeah, I have high hopes for that for the project. I want it to do well, and I think he's even doing a great job with the rollout too.
Yeah. No, he's been doing it, and like I said, it's felt like it's been forever he's rolled this out, but I think it's all by design. I don't think it's by mistake. Could he have delayed certain things behind closed doors? Who knows, right? One of my favorite records he put out was 3,333, where
Oh,
he's talking
fire!
about how people essentially view him artistically now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He was supposed to host like some or supposed to perform at this big state fair, supposed to shut the city down, and they didn't show up to support him based on what he was saying. So I think the culture should galvanize around the Chance the Rapper, because not only is he pushing more conscious message in his music, he's been putting in the work far before the star line was announced. He's been doing it in Chicago and really nationally for
yeah,
years now. So I think we need to champion Chance the Rapper, not only the artist but the man in hip hop, bro.
yeah.
I do not like how I feel people have now perceived Chance the Rapper. He's
Yeah.
fallen off. He's done this. He's done that.
It's
I
corny.
th- I think Black Star Line will prove a lot of naysayers wrong. I hope so.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I also think that like you said, we also need to make sure that the artists who are doing the community work too are being supportive. When you're making the great music and you're living what you're rapping, one large component of our book that's coming out it's not just talking about J. Cole and Kendrick musically. It's also talking about a lot of the work that they're doing in communities. And I think
Yeah.
that Chance has been, since he got into the game, has been doing community work. I've seen Chance the Rapper physically at Stop the Violence rallies. I've seen him giving out, supporting schools. Like, so I know he's doing a lot of the work that people say they want to see more people do. So yeah, man, I gotta, we gotta support those type of artists anyway. But on top of that, his music is fire. And he's rapping, like, for real, for real. So
Yeah.
across the board, it's an artist that I feel like hip hop should be rallying behind as a whole.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, so I got high hopes for this. I'm gonna try to go to the tour. I need to look at the tour dates and see if he coming to Philly.
I was about to
Uh,
say that too. I need to check these actual tour dates. I know Freddie Gibbs will be here next month, but Chance the Rapper, if he makes his rounds in Philly or South Jersey, I'm there, bro. That's where
yeah,
I'm at with it.
yeah, I'm 100% gotta make sure I'm pulling up. So yeah, if he's coming somewhere locally, I'll be hitting up that tour. Looking forward to it. I'm sure he's gonna do a lot of his old joints on there too. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Do some 10-day, man. I like, bro.
Oh,
People
that's
don't talk
oh
about that
yeah.
mixtape enough. You know what I
They
mean?
don't, man, and that's how I got introduced to Chance was 10 Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, he had some heat on there too. But yeah, Chance has a nice catalog, man. And even the album that he got critiqued on the most is a solid album. It's just people, it was just too positive for people. Everybody wanted him to be miserable. Like, y'all wanted bro to
Yeah.
not be happy in life.
Yo, it was crazy, man. It's almost like the acid rap really, you know what I mean? It launched him to stardom. And I think like people, and we talked about this off the pod, but to bring it full circle, like I think people had one perception of him. And as he's evolved artistically as a man, like people just placed him in that one box, acid rap. Oh, he's this wild kid that's on psychedelics and just doing wild stuff.
Yeah,
And when he found God, he found, you know what I mean? He got married, started a family. People were like, no, 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 you growing up too fast for us. It's crazy. You can't be happy, dog. Like that's wild. That's wild.
bro, extremely wild, bro. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like, yeah, like, how dare he be rap about his family? Right.
You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah, ridiculous, man. But yeah, shout out Chance the Rapper, man. We looking forward to it. You know we'll be on here reviewing it. Yeah, we look forward to Starline. So
And let's do that interview, Chance. If you're if you're listening, man. Come on, let's book it. Let's book
come
it,
on.
man.
Hey man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We still are looking for people to do the foreword for our book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I
Chance,
just want to put
holla
that
at us,
out there. I
man.
just want to, you know what I mean? We need somebody send this to them. Clip this and send
For
it.
real. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we'd appreciate it. All right, what else we got? What else we got on the docket?
Man, J. Cole hinted at like something major coming up too.
Yes, sir. So recently, as J.I.D has been rolling out God Does Like Ugly. He also is rolling out a bonus song. I haven't actually heard the song. I couldn't find it online, so I'm guessing he hasn't actually posted the full version yet
Yeah.
anywhere. I'm hoping he will soon because the song sound fire. But it's a track called Sun that he has. It's a bonus track off his project. And I even heard him talk about this a little bit on Joe Budden's podcast where he was talking about how he has a lot of music recorded and he doesn't want to hold on to it. He wants to roll it out with the album being out. So I'm guessing that's one of those tracks. But on that track, J.I.D talks about how he heard the Fall Off, the much anticipated album by J. Cole, and how it was fire. And then you hear J. Cole's voice in the background saying, "Yeah, it's coming soon too. It's on the way."
Yo,
I I think Cole is dropping that by the end of the year.
I think so. I think November. That's my guess. November, December on some 2014 Forest Hills drive
Yeah,
type joint.
I could see fall winter. Yeah.
Mhm.
What are your what is your excitement level for the fall off by Cole, and then what are your expectations of that? What do you think that could sound like?
Yo, my excitement level has been tempered, and I think that's only because we just had a great month of hip hop. So like, I'm not fiending for it. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying? At this point, but I think by the time it rolls around, maybe the album rollout itself will spark that added interest that I had at the top of the year. I feel like I'll really like get up for it at that point. Um, because bro came in on some Thanos Marvel movie type, you know what I mean? On JID's bonus track on some, yeah, you can
Yeah.
expect me soon type vibe. So I'm looking forward to it now. I mean, shoot, what's his last project? Not I'll delete this later, but the one before that,
The off season.
the off season. So if it's reminiscent of that, even if it's different, like I think it'll be amazing. Cole has never dropped a bad project to me ever, and I'll be honest, I don't think he could. I think there's certain artists that can't drop a bad project
I think he's no more he raps too well, but
too well.
also I think he's too musically inclined.
He got that producer's ear, and I don't think he'll
Yeah.
let an album like fall off the tracks. And I think the fall off, like he knows anticipation. He knows how much people have been waiting and anticipating this project. We talking years now. So I think he'll measure up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that I think that with this being the album, he's really been teasing for I don't even know how long, 5, 6 years. I don't know how long he's
Yeah.
been talking about the fall off. But I think that this is one of his projects that he's been crafting for quite some time. I feel like this is like his detox at this point, where he's like
Yeah.
he he's just been etching away at it for a while and adding things and taking things off. And I think that this is gonna be a masterpiece. That's my expectation of it. I think Cole is in a spot where we've heard how he's rapping right now, which is at an elite level.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on a verse, a feature, um, and I think he probably has a lot to say.
Yeah, I think he has a lot to say. If Clouds is any indication, I think he's going
Oh
to dive
man,
into political sphere. I think he's going to dive into a lot of stuff that culturally we're entrenched in right now. Like we're knee deep in, and we're still trying to navigate around. I think he'll like try to thread the needle, like musically, as far as what we've
yeah,
been going through, just with the the election, the first year, the new presidency, everything, bro. Like everything
yeah.
culturally. I wouldn't even be surprised. It would not surprise me if he tackles the Middle East either. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I think that just like I said with Chance, like I feel like I feel like there aren't enough people. There's too much craziness going on in our country right now for it to not be reflected in any of the music.
A thousand
We've
percent.
never had a time where there was so much crazy stuff going on politically, socially, and you listen to music and don't hear any of it, especially
Yeah.
from the rappers who can really rap. Like I love the Clips album, but they ain't talking about nothing that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? I love J.I.D's album. He ain't really talking about nothing that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
They not really talking about the state that we're in, like how past rappers did and tackled the issues now. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the fear of cancel culture. We talk about that in the book a little bit, and
Yeah.
of now these rappers are rich and they're attached to all of these luxury designer brands and
Mm-hmm.
billion-dollar companies and whatnot. So maybe they're trying to toe the line, but I don't like that. You know what I mean? This hip
Yeah.
hop. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the direction I like to see it in. So I think that we're missing people actually addressing what's going on in the world.
Outside of themselves. And I think that's like what we need right now. I mean, we've always needed it. And in decades past, we had it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We
Oh
actually
yeah. There's
had,
always been artists who've been challenging the system and talking about opposing, the powers that be, if you will, mute through
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just not hearing it. Unless I'm
Yeah.
missing it. I mean, I'm sure there are some smaller artists who are doing it, but from the mainstream artists, I'm not hearing it at all.
I'm not hearing it outside of their own personal testimonies of things that they've experienced. But the power, there's power in that, but it's also more power, I think,
Right.
overwhelmingly when you address things that are happening and affecting people at mass. And I think this is a prime opportunity to do that because there's like an absolute absence in it within the mainstream, man. So yeah,
Yeah, there's not hip hop has always documented what black people were going through in America. Really black music, period. But
yeah,
specifically even talking about hip hop, it's always documented what was going on with us throughout time. And as this time, progresses, like there's no music. We already see what they're doing with Black history and how it's being removed.
yeah,
So if it's also in the music isn't going to be reflected, then what you see where I'm going with this? Like
yeah.
it's dangerous um, for everybody to just be silent about what's happening. Social media tweets and Instagram posts ain't enough. Like,
It's not enough
especially for y'all who are who want to be mentioned and are telling people how you're the greatest, and you want to be mentioned with the Pac and with the Nas and with the Ice Cubes and with the like. Nah, they were talking that talk. They weren't. They wouldn't. They when they were rapping about what was going on with the president and what was going on
Yeah,
in the communities and what was, what I mean? So I would just like to see more of it.
for sure. That's all I want to see. You remember? Do you remember? I don't think we were born yet, but you remember when Easy E went to the White House, bro?
I did not know. I do not.
You didn't? You never seen that? That's
Mm-mm.
crazy.
Easy.
Easy E of all people went to the White House.
That's so random.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, to that point, like I agree with you 100%, man. We need more of that, and hopefully this Cole project is dope. Period. But maybe delivers on some of those things. Yeah,
Yeah, and I know if I don't see that soon, I'm gonna be honest. I got an article in the Tuck I want to write about this anyway, but we gonna have to put rappers on blast for this. Like, if all of this is going on and y'all are getting supported by the black community and y'all making all that and y'all are silent while all of this stuff is going on musically, I, it's cowardice. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
what I mean, I shouldn't be more vocal than y'all.
That's all I'm saying,
We
bro.
writing about this
Like,
stuff in books. You know what I mean? So y'all,
yeah.
if we talking about it and y'all as multi-million-dollar entities are silent about what's going on, y'all know better than these companies that got rid of the DEI programs.
No, for
Be honest.
facts, man.
Yeah.
I was just watching a podcast, or an interview. DL Hewley, he was like, "Yo, I got into a 2 hour screaming match with Snoop Dogg over him performing at the inauguration." I'm like, why ain't we hear Snoop talk about this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why haven't we heard Nelly talk about this in depth? Like, there's just certain decisions that are being made in hip hop that makes you question maybe, you know what I mean, other things of revolving around that. You know what I'm saying? We don't
And
have the answers just yet, but like, I need answers, bro.
I need answers, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't like this fashion model runway rap stuff that's going on. I'm gonna be honest. I
Mm,
don't like it. I'm gonna be real. It's
mm.
corny to me. I'm gonna be honest. I hate to say I don't like this guy. But all of y'all attaching yourselves to these European brands and y'all walking around on these runways with your handbags and not rapping about what's going on is corny.
Mm.
I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It don't look as cool as y'all think it do. You know what I mean? I'm
Mm.
just saying if it's you know what I mean? Get y'all money, get your bag. You know, I like to wear fly clothes just like the next man, but I'm
Get your
just
handbag. Yeah, if we on that.
I'm just saying if can we hip hop got to get a little bit back to the basics, you know.
Yeah, and what's crazy, like the beauty in harking back to this book or doing this book is harking back to history, bruh. Hip hop is trendsetters. Like we not why are we following European, standards of fashion when we ourselves are the fashion makers? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is separate as heck from like what we discussing, but like, why can't like more central, more hip hop based brands really flourish? Why are artists in our culture flocking to these European fashion houses for the sauce? Like
Because
we
they're
have
paying
it
because
within
they're
us.
paying them to do it. And these are brands that are identified with being rich, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
wealthy.
luxury.
You know,
Yeah,
the fashion houses have always been viewed in that light. And there are some black brands that I see people promoting, you know, like Fear of God and you know what I mean?
yeah,
There are some black luxury brands that I see it, but you know, there was an era you know, in our era, there was, you know, there was thriving, you know, black streetwear brands that everybody
Fat
was flocking
Farm,
to.
Baby Fat.
Fat Farm, Baby Frap, Sean John, Rockaware, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That people were gravitating to a little bit more. People weren't, you know, I need the Louis, I need the Gucci, I need the, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just don't think these, you know, these companies don't have a history of supporting or advocating for black people. So it's just to me, you know, I get it. You know what I mean? Get your check, but you know, I think that we got to get back to supporting black brands. And there are a lot of dope black brands out right now.
hella,
Like
hella.
a lot. Like for women, you know, the four of y'all who listen to this podcast, that's what the analytics say. The 4 5 of y'all who tune in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Brandon Blackwood is a big one for purses, you know what I mean, and all that,
Mm,
you know, Telfar, all that.
FR for sure.
Shout out Spring Break. They do watches. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's D9. I want to say he's a Q, unfortunately. You know what I mean? But it's all love.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But Spring Break, I've supported his watches and bought them for gifts for people. They sell them in Nordstrom. Like,
That's
yeah,
fire.
there's a lot of dope black brands out. You know what I'm saying? So
Hella.
we like to see y'all support those too.
For sure. For
Yeah,
sure, man.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. What else we got?
Now, among the handbag carriers, man, we got to get to the Gunna album. We got to get to the Gunna album really quick. So I listened to this album. I listened to this album. It's a very long album. It's about an hour and 10 minutes. But there's like how many records on here, bro? Like 23 or something. It's kind of crazy. Um, before I dive into the album, the last one, which is a significant album because it's the last, I believe, on YSL. So this is the last
Ah,
project with his affiliation with Young Thug's imprint.
okay.
And so what's your perceptions of Gunna musically? You know what I mean?
I so I'm split with Gunna's music. So on just pure musicality,
Hmm.
he got some stuff I like. Like when I hear his songs,
Hmm.
I think the melodies are cool. I like the production. I
Yeah.
like they sound amazing. Like almost all of the Gunna stuff that I've heard since he's been released. Every time I hear a song of his, I'm like, this sounds dope. Like even the yeah, that was my song. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
F you
yeah.
mean that one was tough. Like
Bruh, classics we talking about. Yeah.
classics, bro. He's taking risks sonically that work. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I almost view him similar to how I view Future on that front, where it's like they have a lot of unique melodies and rap styles and patterns that are different, and I
Yeah.
think that they stand out amongst what else is out, and they set new trends in that front. So so on the musical side and sonically, I think his stuff is dope. From a lyrical standpoint,
Hmm.
he ain't talking about nothing either. You know what I mean? Now I've heard Gunna on some songs. I've heard him try to squeeze some stuff in there
Hmm.
a little bit. You know what I mean? Whether it's talking about family or talk, you know, I've heard him slip. You know, eating healthy and stuff. I've heard him
Yeah.
slip stuff in his records that is dope. I don't think it's you know. I'm not going to Gunna's music expecting a lyrical masterpiece, but he makes stuff that sounds good in the car. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But it
Yeah,
sounds good in the club. I
or
agree.
in the club or even in the gym. Like
Yeah.
he makes good music that is like, just for like day-to-day ride around with. Yeah.
Good hookah music for
Good
sure. And
who yeah, he's hookah rap.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate hookah rap. Maybe luxury hookah. Yeah. Like luxury
He
hookah rap.
luxury hookah rap. I will put Gunna in that category.
Yeah, like maybe they got real security out there instead of like these dudes with vests on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
they got
flashlights.
actual security. You got to actually go through a wand. You know what I'm
Yeah, bro.
saying?
Um, but okay, so yeah, so I agree. I think Gunna is dope. He makes dope music. I think when I have to be in a headspace to listen to Gunna because I actually like his older projects a lot better. I actually think DS Forever is his magnum opus, like as far as
Yeah.
that sound goes. And that's when he was heavy, he was lean, like you know what I mean, doing lean and everything. But like for me, I think that's when him and Thug were obviously in good graces. And so they contrasted it really well, like vocally, stylistically, everything else. Obviously, at this point, we don't know if we'll ever see a collaboration between the two, but just to square the focus on like Gunna's new project, I think it sounds. This is the only thing with Gunna as of late that I'm not in love with. A lot of his stuff sounds the same, bro. And I think it's because he's not able to work with the same level of collaborators he once worked with prior to their whole situation with YSL's thing, right? And I feel like that stifled him artistically. Now, when I first heard his 2023 album, A Gift and a Curse, I was like, yo, for someone to come out of jail and everything and to make this type of music, this level of music, phenomenal. But ever since 2023, he's literally, it feels, making the same music, rapping about the same things. And honestly, I feel the same way, just not impressed. And I think the last one is how I felt with 101, which is like, I mean, it's cool, but I probably won't return to any of these songs. And I haven't. So I
Mm.
think like
Okay.
listening to the last one, his new project, feel the same way, man. Like, of course, there are records I like.
Okay.
I'll name them. Like, I like GP. I like Forever Be Mine with Wiz Kid. I think that's a little step outside of the box for him, but it's dope. I Can't Feel My Face with Nietzsche, Endless again, like Clubhouse. There's records that I like, but in between those records are records that either just don't stick with me, I don't remember them, or
Okay.
they just sound like the two songs before them. You know what I mean? So I think with Gunna, I think with this being his last project under YSL, I think the next project is something I actually look forward to based on this project
Okay.
because I don't really like it, but two, I feel like he's kind of stifled a little bit. I'm wondering what life will look like outside of the YSL. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Do you think that outside of that group outside of that collective, you think he'll take a little more risks?
I think so, yo. I think the collaboration with WizKid is a slither of a sign.
Okay.
Who knows? I think, but again, having seen him in concert and like followed his career for a long time, usually artists of Gunna's caliber, especially with like how much fanfare he has, is he really incentivized to really step outside the box? Like, is anybody really pushing him or asking him to? I think his fan base likes his sound and doesn't really want him to deviate from it. But for me, as a Gunna fan, because I am a fan, I want him to mix it up. Like I saw somebody on X, formerly known as Twitter, actually like make a video playing the first 5 to 10 seconds of songs from 2023 to now. You cannot tell the difference, bro. Like
Really?
slight alterations as far as BPM or speed goes, but
Mm.
he's he's probably working with the same production team, I would imagine, but also it's the same content too. So I think like hopefully maybe I think he'll like step outside his box a little bit after leaving YSL. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I haven't heard this album yet. I got to get to it, but I will say that I feel similar about Gunna. I feel like it's a similar feeling that I felt about Gunna, that I felt about Lil Baby, that I felt about a lot of those artists from that era. I would say is that the content just remains. It's only so many unique ways you're gonna talk about money
Yeah.
and women. Like it's only so many so many ways you're gonna be able to finesse that before talking about something different, or taking some different sonic risk of dipping into some different sounds and trying something different. So, and that's why it does start feeling repetitive a lot of times when I listen to those artists. I can't even you know differentiate one song from the next. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I expected with this album. So I'm not shocked to hear you say that.
Yeah, yeah, it's run of the mill, man. Like, and I and I think Gunna is too big an artist to really stick with run of the mill. Like, I actually like shoot if bro had a show like coming up this week, I'd try to go. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Even with this album on the docket, because I just think he can be a more transcendent artist, especially coming out of Atlanta. But I just feel like he's stifled a little bit. I think who's actually taking a step back more so is Lil Baby, but I could easily see Gunna fall into the Lil Baby state of like suspension musically, creatively, artistically. Like I could see him doing that. One could even argue he's done that now. I think Lil Baby is obviously still a big artist, but I don't see that same momentum as he
right.
had in like 2018, 2019, 2020. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they came up together to an extent too. So yeah, but
And,
you
and
know,
and with that being said, man, we know Atlanta has had hip hop in a chokehold for a very long time.
yeah.
Very, very, very long time. As far as them being the ones at the forefront of hip hop and the sounds and the trends. What do you think? What do you think about Atlanta's current state in hip hop? Do you think it's still as powerful as it once was, or do you think it's slipping? What do you think it is?
I think it's slipping. I think
I agree.
it's slipped. Like I feel,
Yeah,
yeah, like I feel like I've seen have I necessarily seen other regions just take Atlanta out? No. But I just know that there are artists that are far bigger than Atlanta artists are now, and it wasn't looking like that even 3 years ago. Like, you
I,
know what I mean?
yeah. I would say that I think they're in an interesting spot because we think about J.I.D. is Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, he
So
is
I
from
so I
Atlanta.
think I think Atlanta's
Yeah.
superpowers that they typically have a variety of different types of artists.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is what kind of separates them. We associate Atlanta's sound is more so associated with Future in them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you really look at Jeezy, if you look at I think I don't think that they're at the top like and it's clear anymore. Now I would say with fashion trends, I think they're still at the top.
For sure.
I think
Yeah.
that there are a lot of artists who are out here dressed like they from Atlanta for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back to the
Yeah.
fashion house stuff.
I got a name for
Um,
that style. I won't say on the pod
yeah, you probably
though.
shouldn't. That yeah, that I feel like that is still very Atlanta. I feel like that. So I think fashion, I think they still got it on lock. But as far as the actual music, I don't think anybody has it right now. I think right now it's a free for all. I think right now
Yeah.
there's a coast that has an opportunity to swoop in. I think Kendrick laid it up for Cali to do it, but I don't feel like they've done it. I
I
think
don't
right
feel like
now,
they've done it.
I feel like right now it's an open field. I think because you got artists from everywhere who are dropping heat. You got Fred, and even out of smaller areas that aren't
Yeah.
prominent hip hop locations. You got a Freddie Gibbs out of Gary who's making noise. You got a Larry June who out of the Bay Area making noise. Uh, um you got the Clips who out of
Out of
Virginia
Virginia
making
Beach.
noise. Like I feel like it's everybody. I feel like it's a free for all right now. You know what I mean? I feel like right now it's just what type of music are you making and is it good? I don't think
Yeah.
it's as I don't think it's like as clear that this region has it on lock anymore.
And that's what I like. Like
Yeah,
I like
I prefer it.
regionality, but I like everybody to have fair play. And I think hip hop is better when it does look like that because when one region is dominant, I would have said this had I grew up like I mean I was born in the 90s, but had I grown up in the 90s, I'm like, yeah, like this G Funk is dope.
Yeah,
Like I want to hear what these other artists got to say. You know what I mean?
right.
And I like the fact that every artist from all regions are really contributing and that there's no lone dominant city or state really putting on. I think hip hop is better.
Yeah, I would say that hip hop is better, but I would say, man, right now, New York City got to figure it out.
Oh yeah, they're
I
cooked.
don't know what's going on, but there's never been a time in hip hop history like the last I'll say 5 years where New York is not. They're like well, I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna say New York City because when you
New
look at
York
what they
City.
do, them cats in Buffalo getting busy. Like
Oh, they get
Benny the
busy.
Butcher and Griselda, all of that, they
Yeah,
getting busy. But I'm
they
saying
get
New
busy.
York City, there's the fact that there's not a known rapper who's in the forefront who got bars from Brooklyn, from like what is happening?
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't know what's
Joey
going.
Badass, I'll
Joey
defend.
Badass, okay, there we go.
You know what I mean? But
But that's one though.
who else?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw it in the battle that he was out here alone.
Yeah. Like
That's
Lone. Nobody
crazy
even
to me.
stepped up to his aid. I don't know if that's a East Coast New York thing, but damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, man. I think New Yorkers got like I don't know. They need to rally behind some people who can rap for real.
Yeah.
We saw them try at one point when Young and May was out and like
Yeah.
and Dave East. They but they didn't get behind them like they should have.
They didn't. And New
Like
York is
Dave
weird in
East
that way.
was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah. He was supposed to be God. Nah, he signed under Nas. Everything. Everything. The play was there. I don't know what happened. I just feel like New York City didn't
Even
like support him enough.
even my man they had a chance with Don Q and I remember when there was a
Yeah.
chance where they could have I don't know what happened.
And I would say they had a little run with Pop Smoke. I think they had a little run with the drill, but it's not their sound though. Like
Yeah,
it's the
it's
Chicago
still
sound. Like
yeah, that's
so.
not New York though.
I
That's
mean,
not what's synonymous with New York.
mm-hmm.
So I think and I feel like you got other artists who are doing what New York is known for doing at a higher
Better.
level, like the Clips or like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
Freddie Gibbs, like who rapping on these songs. Like I don't know. That's the coast that I would like to see like have a bigger impact. And I would even
for
say
sure.
Chicago too. I want to see more rappers out of Chicago too. We still got a few, you know what I mean? We still got the chance and you know, no name and you know what I mean, Saba. It's still
Saba.
yeah. So there's still some, but I would like to see it more out of the Midwest too.
Yeah, for sure.
But New
Like I
York
want
is
to
just known for it, you know what I'm saying?
exactly. I want to see some folks. There's some artists in St. Louis that I absolutely love that I want to see on a higher level. Like St. Louis has more talents than Sexy Red and you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I also man Columbus do something, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. I want to say I want to
Who's
bring
the
up my
fire
city with
rapper in
pride,
Columbus, man?
man.
I know they got somebody who ready to go.
They got some dope artists. It's
Who's the
just,
guy?
you know, they probably moved to Chicago to get some more, you know what I'm saying, or New
Yeah.
York, ironically, to get some more play. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, like I love seeing more artists bubble up, pop up. We don't even talk about like, I mean, I know we don't talk about like Missouri a lot, but Strange Music is still going strong. Their fan base is probably the strongest among any of the artists we just named,
Facts.
probably. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, everybody has like a mainstay in the rap game right now for the
Yeah.
most part, and I love that.
Yeah, they're just not letting independent artists break to quote unquote mainstream. So they're not
Yeah,
giving them that super commercial push. But like artists like Larry June and them, they doing so well and have organic fan bases, it don't matter. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Or the Strange Music, all of these independent labels aren't being pushed to being right in front of your face on social media all day. So you don't think that they're doing the numbers they're doing, but they're selling out tours. So
yeah,
it's like it's dope. It's dope. But yeah, man. Well, we have hidden hits to get to.
yeah. We do, man. Let me pull out my phone,
Yes,
man.
sir, man. Hidden hits. For those who do not know, hidden hits is the segment of the show where we talk about what joints were should have been hits that weren't hits. So we give
Hmm.
y'all some hip hop songs, new and old, that we felt like should be hits, but they weren't hits yet.
Yeah.
And we want to get shine a little light on those to enhance your playlist. All right. Um, so I want to go. Let's see where we want to go. I want to go a throwback joint. Rick Ross Pirates. It's
Okay.
always been a song I loved. So if you've never heard that joint, I will say go and check that out. What else? What you got?
Yo, so I have. Let me go with this one. So I'll do Currency. They know it's us. Like Currency dropped a
Yeah,
project recently, man, and
sir.
you already know what to expect with Currency. So I think this is They Know It's Us is another solid Currency joint that you could play in the whip or at the crib, man. So definitely check that one out.
Yeah, let me see what else. Let me see what else. We talked about this a little bit before, but I want to say Ensalada, Freddie.
Yes.
hard, man.
My
That
favorite
one,
song on that joint.
yeah, same here, bro. That joint is crazy. So I would definitely say check that out. There's a joint called Unrated Version by Don Tripp featuring 8 Ball and MJG and Starlito.
Mm.
Highly recommend checking that out. Crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got a joint by I didn't know of this artist. Like this is why the algorithm, the playlist do work in certain artists' favor, although it's not shining enough light on independent artists. But Walk Away by an artist named Will Hill, and he collaborated with Hollywood Cole, which I feel like should be trademarked. I feel like J. Cole has
mm,
definitely used Hollywood Cole as a moniker before.
a
But
lot.
that's crazy. But anyway, song called Walk Away, man, it is fire. If you like classic, just like alternative hip hop, you know what I'm saying? That just gets to the bars, has a dope beat overlaying on top of it. Walk Away is one to check out.
Oh, hey, all right. Yes, sir. I want to say what else is there? There's something else on we wanted to give. You know, I gotta always show my boy Big Crit some love, man.
Yeah.
A throwback Big Crit joint. If you've never gave Big Crit's music a chance, man, Children of the World. One of my favorite Big Crit songs that I've been playing a lot lately, man. Definitely recommend checking
Yeah.
that out. Yeah, man, I think those are those. I think those are do it for today. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing that's fire. Yeah, I think those are the main ones I got. What you got? Anything else?
Yes. One more.
What's up?
We talked to regional sounds and everything. Detroit is one of my favorite regions. It's not always polished, it's not always pretty, but it's distinctly Detroit.
You vex? Yes,
And so
sir.
Babyface Ray has a new song called Wavy Crate with Little Yachty. I was surprised. That joint fire. That joint fire, man. I'm a
Okay.
big Babyface Ray fan. So yeah, that's another fire joint.
Shout out to Detroit. What up, though? You know what I mean? Who else? Let's do. I'm gonna go something from J.I.D's new joint, man. Wholeheartedly with Ty Dolla Sign. I really want to
Oh
recommend that out,
yeah.
man. That's one that I really like that joint. And I'm
Hmm.
gonna go one more. I'm gonna go. Um, you know, I don't typically support violent music, if you will. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I try to not, but I will say that there was one that was going crazy in the gym that I will show love to, and that is Mozzie, YFN Lucci, 23 and 1.
Two.
Hard.
Okay.
Off Mozzie's new album, hard. You know what I mean?
Man, I need to check out that new joint too. Yeah. I
Yeah,
gotta check that out.
yep, Mozzie dropped recently. Yeah, man. That's what we got for hidden hits, bro.
Yeah, solid list. Solid list.
Solid list, man. Hey, if you are not following us on social media, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Rap and Reason. Make sure y'all are subscribed to the YouTube channel, Rap and Reason there as well. Make sure that you are tuned in and tapping in, man, and subscribed. If you listen via audio platforms, whether that be Apple Music, whether that be Spotify, make sure that y'all hit us with the 5-star review. We keep
Yes.
giving y'all these hip hop reviews, man. This is episode 55. We out.
We out.